Welcome to Political Arena, a program where we extract political happenings in our country, Nigeria, and other parts of the world. I remain John Glover. Welcome to this Friday edition. Just before I introduce my topic and my guest, I will hand you over to Ogene Karo for the news roundup.
Good morning and welcome to the news roundup segment on the program Political Arena. I remain Ogene Karo of Uba. The Independent National Electoral Commission has presented a list of voters who registered in 2021 to the 18 political parties in the country ahead of the 2023 general elections. The Commission said the move was part of implementation of the timetable and schedule of activities for the 2023 general elections released on Saturday. INEC National Commissioner and Chairman Information and Voters Education Committee, Festus Okoye, in a statement in Abuja said presentation of list of voters to the parties was also in line with the Section 10, Subsection 3 of the Electoral Act of Act 2022. Okoye said the move indicated that the Commission has now implemented the Commission's activity on the timetable for the 2023 polls. Former Governor of Lagos State and presidential aspirant Asiwaju Bola Tinubu said on Thursday that Nigeria needed a competent leader who could unite the people, tackle insecurity, and reject the dilapidated economy, as well as benefit the masses this time around. Tinubu, who was in Ekiti State as part of the ongoing consultation for the 2023 presidential election, said he decided to consult with traditional rulers before declaring because of the enormous respect he placed on culture and tradition. It was conversed like at the palace of Ewi of Ado-Ekiti, Oba Adeyemo Dejugbe, as people gathered for hours singing, dancing and praising the All Progressive Congress national leader to the high heavens as they await his arrival to meet with Reverend Monarch. Political tension in Edo State has taken another turn as loyalists of former governor of the All Progressive Congress as former chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Comrade Adams Oshimole, has vowed to stop the third-term bid of Senator Francis Alimikena, while urging the former governor to contest for the Edo North Central State. The group, which met under the platform of the South-South Movement Edo North Chapter, told journalists on Wednesday that the incumbent National Assembly member has not met the aspiration of the people to deserve another shot at the Senate. Led by former Executive Director, Minister of Land and Survey, and Deputy Director of the group, Mustafa Bodi, and APC chieftain Vitalis Eshokene, the group said the most of the projects executed by Alamikia are merely ceremonial in nature and not functional. He added that Senator Alamikia was principal member of the Senate in his first term, and there was no significant project he attributed to the area, with his position compared to what Professor Julius Ehobere is doing in our federal constituency with laudable people-oriented projects. The traditional ruler of Ijaw ethnic nationality have said there is no zoning for rotation of the governorship seat in Delta State. This was disclosed by chairman of Ijaw Traditional Council, the Ebinanawe of Ugulaha Kingdom, Torubobo I, where he led a delegation of Ijaw monarchs to visit their Urobo counterparts at the palace of the Ohurude of Olomu Kingdom. The Torubobo I stated that aspirants from various ethnic groups had always slugged it out in the primaries. Torubobo I said the purpose of the visit was to solicit for support of the Urobo monarch for the Ijaw to produce the next governor of Delta State in 2023. Torubobo I said the purpose of the visit was to solicit for the support of the Urobo monarch for the Ijaws to produce the next governor in the 2023 general elections. Responding on behalf of the Urobo monarchs, the Ovi of Agbo Kingdom, Ogurumerime Kuri, the first said the Urobo Traditional Council has earlier paid a similar visit to the Ijaw kings, and now the Ijaw monarchs have come to consult them. They will meet with the subject for possible response. He noted that the subject that a politicians told them of an unwritten gentleman agreement on zoning of governorship seats on Central District, noting that going by the arrangement, it is the turn of the Urobos. It will be recalled that the Ijaw Traditional Council had earlier visited traditional rulers from Anyoma and Isuko nations. And that's the size of the news roundup segment. Is back to John Glover.
Thank you very much, Ogene Karo Fogba. From what you just read, it's like the Senate has become a retirement grant for former governors of the state, because we are seeing that Comrade Adams Shomole is also eyeing the senatorial seat of his constituency.
From the report, yeah, you could see that it's a concerned group that are actually calling for the comrade to clinch their seat. I guess they felt he is the best man for the job, but let's see how it goes with the lobbying and call out by civil society group.
Nobody will blame him because his party has zoned the Senate presidency to the south.
Of course.
So maybe he wants to lead the Senate also, but he needs to get the party's ticket first. Don't forget the fight with the incumbent governor now that left his party and went to the PDP, and that actually affected the powers and popularity of the APC in Edo State. But we'll allow the people of Edo State to judge. He has not come out to declare his intention for now. Let's leave it at that. Thank you very much, Ogene Karo.
Thank you very much.
So it's a nice time with you. All right, our topic for today is Delta 2023 PDP zoning arrangement. There is ongoing debate among members of the PDP, and even it has spread across the state of if there's zoning, there's any zoning arrangement, which zone or senatorial district produces the next governor of Delta State. Well, I have our team of discussants who will do justice to this topic. Just before I introduce them, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll set the ball rolling. Stay with us.
Point of order, minority leader.
Distinguished senators, members of representation.
Let's stop there. If we cannot save this country, we stay in our homes. Our country is bleeding. People are in poverty. There's no food. People are hungry. Insecurity is threatening us. We cannot pretend. It's better we're not here than to not see that here. People are dying. Every day Nigerians are dying. We must.
Point of order, minority leader.
Distinguished senators, members of representation.
Let's stop now. If we cannot save this country, we stay in our homes. Our country is bleeding. People are in poverty. There's no food. People are hungry. Insecurity is threatening us. We cannot pretend. It's better we're not here than to not see that here. People are dying. Every day Nigerians are dying. We must learn to education. As for me, Mr. President.
Welcome back, viewers, to our program Political Arena. I told you earlier the topic is Delta 2023 PDP zoning arrangement. And to do justice to this topic, we have a formidable panelist sitting close to me and dressed in a gorgeous Ijaw attire. Is Chief Larry Adanike. Chief Larry Adanike is a public affairs analyst and a community leader. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Don Glover. Nice having you, viewers.
All right, sitting close to Chief Larry Adanike is another chief, this time around a female chief, Chief Eseri Atumu, who is the Ubia coordinator for Edebie. You're welcome to our program.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers at home.
Chief, you are not wearing your bead today.
Because this is a little continua.
So yes. Coverage here on the program.
Yes.
All right. We have a gentleman also with the two chiefs in our program. We have Mr. Enunwaye Ajekanwe. Mr. Enunwaye Ajekanwe is the acting secretary Okpe team for Edebie, and he is also an orator. You're welcome to our program.
Thank you very much, sir.
I hope you don't feel threatened sitting among chiefs. All right, very quickly, let's respond to it. In our news roundup, we saw one of the things that made the headline was Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, who has started consultation. What are his chances, Chief? 2023 presidency, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu consulting.
Well, politics is a game of surprises. If it were not a game of surprises, it will be given that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu will be the next president of Nigeria. Because there seems to be an unwritten agreement to support people who will later support him. He had that one with Goodluck Jonathan. Somewhere they fell apart and gave Southwest votes to Goodluck Jonathan. He later went to meet Buhari to ask to partner with him. Otherwise, Buhari wouldn't be president because he's getting vote in the north. The constitution of Nigeria will not allow him to win because he needs the spread, mandatory two-third spread of the country. So it was Asiwaju Bola Tinubu that gave him that mandatory spread, and he became president. And we don't know the unwritten agreement, but there are some northerners like Shetima and others that are saying that the agreement is that after Buhari completes his 8th tenure, Bola Tinubu will step in. But as be that as it may, as I've pointed out, politics is a game of surprises. If not, why will you have a Professor Yemi Osinbajo, an ally of Tinubu? People are hankering and urging him to contest against Tinubu. Why will you also have people from the north, like Ahmed Sani Yerima, who is a strong member of APC, saying he will contest? Why will you have this man, this fair man, the spokesman of the Northern Elders Group? He was on television just a few days back, and he's well spoken, and he said the presidency is not zoned to anywhere. That everybody is free to contest.
Let's
So anything can happen.
Let's
with the contestants up and down, anything can happen. His chances are bright, but it can be toppled.
Okay, because we know that although his party has zoned the presidency to the south, we know that Obasanjo was also from the south and from southwest. He was the president for 8 years, and our current vice president is also from the southwest. Will it not be fair for another southwesterner to come and contest a position for the south? What are his chances? Or you share the same view with the
Well, contrary. I'm on the contrary to his view.
Okay.
Yes, I believe Bola Ahmed Tinubu is like every other Nigerian citizen, and he has his fundamental right to contest any election he wants to contest in the country. But however, there are salient issues that we need to address. as you can see, our economy is in a state of comatose. So we just need somebody that can help this country. Not I'm not saying it does not have the capability, but rather I am looking at it from a more progressive angle. Look at it. We have fuel scarcity. We have hike in the dollar price. And all that.
Say what are his chances?
Yes,
no, rate how many
I'm coming.
Chances?
I'm coming. So that's where I'm coming from. Okay. So looking at what is before him, the task ahead of him, and his ability coupled with his age, and again with the party he's coming from, I don't think he has any chances.
Okay, thank you very much. You're speaking along party line. Let's just quickly come to let's come to our topic for today. Delta 2023 PDP zoning arrangement. There's this ongoing debate in our state that the governorship is being rotated on senatorial basis, and some say it's just a rotation. So let's hear. The zero of you are members of the PDP. Chief, was there any arrangement in your party to zone the governorship along senatorial basis line?
Okay, thank you very much. I want to make it emphatic.
Okay.
There is no zoning arrangement, written or unwritten. The facts of the case, I'm not a lawyer, let me use these words, are that at every PDP primary, everybody qualified and interested in being governor will contest. Somehow somebody will emerge. And based on that, and based on faith, it has seemed to go around the senatorial districts. Any senatorial district gave up its right to contest when it was supposed to be the turn of another. Everybody was contesting. It is an all-comers affair. But manipulations because we are going to leave the Bori era. In the Bori era, it was like there was a general consensus that the Yoruba should get it. So you have Engineer Moses Kraga, slugging it out with Chief James Ibori. After that tenure that ended in 2007, you now have everybody. You have Pius Ewerido, you have Okocha, you have even Okowa, the current governor. He contested in 2007 against Uduaha. You had Uduaha, you had Ibrude, you had so many people contesting. In fact, from Delta Central, you had over 20 or 12 aspirants. But it turned out that the Bori did some manipulations. And because of
how do you mean?
Because it is said that in the night of the primary, he sent out messages that delegates should vote Uduaha. Many of the aspirants saw that as a betrayal because he has promised open a level playing ground. So for him to send that text message in the night, which swayed the delegates towards Uduaha, was painful to many of them. People, especially people like Ewerido, who was close to him and had assurance that he will have a level playing ground. Even Governor Kowa was said to be not happy. And it was at that point that Ewerido left the PDP and went to Labour Party and contested. But somehow, with the things of party, he was a party leader. He was able to call the aspirants and make them to work together for Uduaha. But it was not easy. The Delta Central people were not so happy because they felt Ibori has changed them their own son, and they released old women to swear for him.
All right, let's do that as a history.
So today, I'm coming. I have a reason why I'm saying this.
Okay.
Because today they say that there is zoning. If there was zoning and Uduaha has emerged, why will you release old women to curse the land, curse Ibori, curse Uduaha?
All right, we cannot really tell if it was Delta Central actually said, but let's hear from Mr. Emmanuel Enunuaye Ajekawe. What's your response to this? Was there a zoning arrangement? Or
the name is Enunuaye.
Enunuaye.
Yes,
Mr. Enunuaye Ajekawe.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that.
All right, I want to say thank you for the opportunity given to me now to speak on this sensitive issue. Of course, if you look at the political atmosphere, since last year, the issue of of zoning have been ringing the bells. You and I are aware that Delta State is a peculiar state, most especially when you look at the ethnic distribution of the components that make up the state. And so, if I have to take us back a little bit to maybe Ologu Felisibru, who had a short term in office, and before that in Tarignum, we had Ibori that started the race all over, right? Now, if anybody comes to this place to tell us that there is no zoning, right, in Delta State, then such person is only pretending from the fact. Let me make a reference to a publication of one Senator Peter Wambuchi on YouTube, and was made available on Facebook and all social media platforms. He said it clearly that when the elders of PDP met after James Ibori finished his tenure, that there was need for politics of inclusion. And this is the only way at which the other units can actually taste government. Yes, there was no signature, no paper, no this, no that. But this is an agreement between the elders of the party. But that does not
mention some
listen
elders.
to me. But that does not also take it out of place.
No, just to give credence.
Listen to me.
Can you mention
when you are talking,
Chief,
just when you are talking,
Chief, you are going to respond.
Chief, when
but
you are
just let him finish.
When you are talking,
no, don't worry.
Chief,
Chief will allow you, then he will respond to what you say.
Yes.
No, just to make your point more credible.
No, Chief, let's have more time for our discussion. So that we have more time.
So what I was saying, that does not mean that this is politics and this is PDP. So every time the game is thrown open, people will always come and contest because they are contest because of their interest. Because if they don't contest, once the food is ready, it is those persons that actually contest that you see that they are the big wigs of the game. Hence, Okowa contested in that era is referring to. So hence, even Ewerido, who is from Delta Central, also contested in that era. He is aware that Bori just left office. Is he not aware? He's aware. So those persons who are cooking this are only trying to do this because.
But the question I want to ask you: if Ewerido had emerged as the party's candidate, would he have stepped down for another?
No, there are political shenanigans and language that are involved in this. He's aware. He's aware that he couldn't.
Then why was he angry and left the party?
Why was he angry?
And died later. That was betrayal.
No,
and left another party.
No, so many persons at a point have left the party.
Okay,
because that he wasn't given the ticket.
Yes.
And so he leaves.
Left the party.
He left. It's not enough.
So if he knew from the onset he wasn't going to get it.
Yes, let me add something to that.
Yes,
to buttress that point.
Yeah, okay, you are with him.
Yes, I'm with him. That is to show you the level. PDP is into this zoning thing.
Okay.
That was why, even if he's leaving, we didn't mind.
Okay.
We wanted power to go to the south, to the jobs, to the
That's it, and they had it.
rebels. We didn't mind. We didn't want to hold it. No matter what it took us. We had the propensity, the power, the proneness to take it. But we didn't want it.
As at that time.
Time. So that was why every Yoruba person that contested, we told them, no, let it go to the south.
To the south.
It will come back to us.
Yes.
It's just a matter of time.
Thank you.
And today, the time has come. The hour is here.
This is the time.
Just to address his point.
I beg to disagree.
All right, okay, just quickly.
I beg to disagree because the Urhobos never let it go. As I pointed out, they first released their women to old women.
We never did.
We
never did.
We have the videos.
We never
So I'm
did.
coming. We have the videos.
We never
So
did.
allow me to say what I want to say. Those videos were released. After that, the Urhobos came together and threw their weight behind great Oveje Ogboro to get Oduwa out of. Excuse me. What was the election? The 2007 election results. Did Oduwa win one Urhobo local government? None. All the votes were massively given to Ogboro.
You're not
all
correct,
the House of Assembly. Excuse me.
Correct,
Please excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse
You are not
me.
correct.
The election results.
Yes.
The election results
correct.
are there. Now all the votes were given to Great Oveje Ogboro. The only reason why Great did not win was that he did not have the spread. So when he didn't have the spread, but he won at the election result tribunal. Do you know that Great won Udwan the election tribunal result? The only luck Udwan had was that Great was not declared the governor. Rather, the tribunal ordered for a rerun. And in the rerun too, and prior to that, the Urubos went as far as seizing JFM radio and announcing Great Ogboru as the governor.
What you are alleging now will not be correct.
No, let's give him on his allegation.
Maybe some person.
All right. Okay.
So you can't say.
I'm on my feet. Let me excuse me. Don't point out now.
I'm sorry, sir. Yes,
don't point out now. Now I am on my feet. I am on my feet. Let me conclude.
Yes.
Now, whoever did it,
Okay.
meant to cause crisis.
Okay.
It is INEC that announces results.
Okay.
But they went to JFM and announced Great Ogboru as winning.
Unknown persons.
Unknown. The people were known for politics who were left.
Hoodlums.
Yes. Now, when he lost at the election tribunal, a rerun was ordered, and it was Sam Obi who was speaker, that was governor for 3 months. That rerun was one of the most contested and testiest in Delta State political history. Great gave Udwan a great race for his life. And where does Great has his support from? From Delta Central, Urobo. So the idea that when Udwan got it, they let go. They didn't let go. They supported their own. They made money available. They mobilized. And when you go to Delta Center, you will say, vote Kokoro, vote Pineapple, vote Pineapple. And so all the votes went. All the House of Assembly were swept by them.
Tempers are rising. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue that discussion now. Let's take a break. Let's allow tempers to cool down. Let's take a break.
Disrupted at times. So we do.
All right. Welcome back to our program, Political Arena. We still have in the studio Mr. Enonwaye Ajekawe and Chief Esiri Atumo and Chief Larry Adanike. The topic again is Delta 2023 PDP zoning arrangement. You can call us so that we can hear your views on 081-5037-2800. Now, Chief, let's hear. She's going to respond 1 minute, and then you will allow you tell us.
Let me just conclude so that you can respond.
Okay.
Yeah. So my line of trade was like that. In 2014 primary, the same thing happened. When Udwan managed to scale through and completed his 8 years, you know, when you are governor, it's easy for you to get a second tenure because you are also the head of the party. But in 2014 primary, when it was supposed to go to Delta North, if there was any zoning, Chief David Edebia, their principal, Chief of the Omoagege, Olorogun Kenneth Bagi, and several others from Delta Central, and similarly, even Gosde Orubebe, because he was close to President Jonathan, who was the national leader at that time. He wanted to also use his contacts, and several people like Victor Oche, Honorable Victor Oche, Chief Mrs. Olejeme, and Godwill Obielom, they all contested the primary.
And all of them are from the three senatorial
districts? They are all from the three senatorial zones. To tell you that there was no zoning. Because one, the most important thing you must note is that the Constitution of Nigeria does not allow you to exclude anybody unjustly. Because that person can go to court and declare that primary invalid and illegal based on unlawful exclusion. So now, when all of them are contesting, intrigues, lobby, horse trading takes place. And the governor of Delta State at that time, Dr. Emmanuel Odwan, after presenting Tony Obu and the candidature field, turned around and presented their principal, Chief David Edevie, as the government candidate. He asked Delta Central people and they pointed at Edevie and they presented him. And they went into the primaries. But based on some horse trading and the rest, and grassroots networking, Okowa was able to emerge. Edevie became second. And if the appeal panel in PDP had held that primary, Edevie could have been announced as the gubernatorial candidate because he was number second. With 299 votes, Okowa got 402 or 403. And then I'm coming just to point to that. Prince Audu Ogbe, Prince Audu of Kogi State, former governor, later won election. And he died before he was sworn in. The deputy, Faleke, was not given the opportunity. Yahya Bello entered. God forbid if anything had happened to Okowa, it's a David that would have benefited from it. So when we are looking at all these things, if we say we want to start zoning again, we should have representatives that will stand and sign and implement it. Because the ones that are named to say that there was this thing, there is nobody that you can mention that, so person was at that meeting. Nobody.
All right, okay, let's do that. Let's just hear your response.
Yes.
So that
on zoning formula, on what he said about Rubos always contesting, that after Ibori we contested against Odwan, I also want to make him realize that a salient point that even when Ibori was contesting as governor, Kraga and Ruboman also contested with him.
Of course. It's democratic right.
It is democratic. So by the time you begin to say that Ogboru contested, wanted to Rubos backed up Ogboru to take away power from Odwan, that is fallacy.
Yeah. Okay. Let's Ogboru is.
Some people back the Kraga.
Labour Party and all that.
Yes,
some people back
about
PDP. Yes. So what is the?
We are talking about PDP.
So what is your stand now?
Zoning formula. There have been zoning formula. Like I said, that is why you see from Ibori it went to Delta South. Robots would have been able to clinch onto power, but we said no. From Delta South, so I'm coming.
You don't
from
have
Delta
to
South,
we
took it from Delta South, it went to Delta North. I am a proud supporter of Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. And when it was time, all robots, majority of us supported the Anyoma agenda.
The question I want to ask.
How many votes did Okowa get compared to the Robo candidate in 2015?
All right, the question I want to ask
yes,
now
please,
is this: if right now, what is the argument of Delta State that other senatorial districts should allow them to run
contest alone?
Is that the argument?
We don't have such arguments.
Okay.
Our position is very, very simple. Power rotation. It goes from one senatorial district to the other. Sure. It has been with us.
Hello, yes, somebody is with us now. Hello, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Warri Saple Road.
Okay, Warri Saple, what's your name, please?
My name is Ayodele.
Ayodele, yes, Ayodele. What's your contribution to the program?
My contribution is that the truth. Yes, we have people that contest other aspirants in better states. And despite that contesting, we also have to mind the thought that the zoning formula is there. In life, you must have what is called prodigal son. When you talk to them, they will refuse. For example, the screen GC23 now did the screening. And some people say they will not have ethics. If you don't have ethics, you have to contest. But that does not mean that the people's mandate or the share of the people is not there. So those areas that the man is saying, Urobo, and that's result. Have you ever had
besides the announcing a result.
No, we didn't say Yoruba announcement. We say some hoodlums.
Yes.
They are faceless persons.
So those kind of words should not come up.
That's what we are saying.
If they want to say, even if they want to see data, the data staff want to produce a government. If you say it's sure that the data staff, you have logos in Patani, you have logos in the Warriors, you also have the Sokos.
All right, he has not said that the jobs should be allowed to produce. But the question I want to ask, like what he said now, what is the need or what is the use of zoning arrangement when your people, when it will not be respected by the parties involved?
It has always been respected by the robos.
No, not the robos. I'm not saying the robos. I said
It has always been respected by the People's Democratic Party.
Yes, the point is this, because in all the, like what he has said, in all the primaries, it has been contested across the 3 senatorial districts. So my question is this: what is the need?
So let me come here now. Let me draw you to what just happened with the what DC23 just did.
Yes.
Okay. I've drawn from what the caller just said. Now DC23 have come out with a list and say these are the 3 persons that we feel can be trusted with power within data central. Now even within the data central nomenclature, what happens? There are still persons who are still going around, Baggy and others are still going around, still doing what?
Baggy is among the 3.
No,
don't worry, some of them
they are still going around, still doing consultations, okay? But they are also, like I told you, that this is politics.
So everyone should be allowed to.
Everybody should be alert because they are already aware of the direction, okay? So everybody should be at alert.
Okay.
That is it. But sir, let me also come here again, sir. That I am not quite satisfied that a top citizen like Chief will come on air to start making pronouncement on someone like Chief James Ibori, with whom I think Chief James Ibori is a respected fellow of Robo. That he comes to the public to start saying that women gathered. I don't know where he heard those things from, but I don't expect that from a respected chief of his class.
All right, it's okay. Yes. Let's do this.
Anyway, guided, which we go in the open space.
No, let me clear that we are on air. You have made a point. I'd like to respond to that briefly.
We are aware of the scenario that happened to James Ibori, and those of us who are from Delta Central, we're not happy about it. But as somebody coming to air to start telling us that Robo people came on air to start,
it was not Robo people.
It was which Robo person came out to start painting the.
John Glover. You have made your point. Can I respond?
It's unacceptable.
You have made your point. Can I respond?
It's okay. You've made your point. Yes. So let me just quickly respond.
Now, what I am saying is in public records. Yeah. It was showed on television and is also on the Robo Nation newspaper. At the appropriate time.
So I'm afraid if you're a member of PDP.
Hello? Sir. No, you don't need to.
Please don't make those statements.
No, you don't need to.
I'm not to express my mind.
Don't make those statements.
Because the kind of allusion you are drawing to APC and other.
All right, it's okay. Now.
Yes, the allusion you are drawing to other political parties.
Which political party?
The allusions you have been trying to help.
Like which party?
All right. Now let's come now.
Yes.
We're rounding up the program now. We're taking argument as taking part of the program. We're not being able to canvass our point. Now, Chief, tell us what is going to happen now. Are they just going to contest this election, the primaries?
Not only the Jaws, the Nigerian Constitution guarantees the right of every citizen to contest. If you, John Glover, is interested in being governor of Delta State, all you need to do is to resign your appointment and go and contest. So that one, anybody cannot decree away. The truth is that the idea of zoning is to prevent the Jaws from contesting. But the Robos have always contested, so let them also allow the Jaws to contest. Okay, now, if what should be done, Edebia is not a baby politician. He has been in the system for long. A lot of people are Australian. His godfather, Chief Ibori, I did not denigrate him. I know that man went through a lot of pains in the hands of his kingsmen. It's not for me to say. Now, he has gone to the creek to talk to Tompolo. Political leaders are talking to each other. This manager has worked with the Robos for so long that I don't even know. Even before people embrace the Robo agenda, this manager, since before the death of Abacha, I've been working with Ibori. GDM time. So what should be done is what we call political consultation, horse trading. As they are meeting the delegates, everybody is meeting, should be given an open field. Then when they contest, after somebody emerge, they always have a way of settling the
All right, let's leave it at that. I'm coming. You respond because we are already closing. Now, I want you to also give us your closing remark. We have just 3 minutes to the end of the program. Your closing remark, is it that the data center are afraid of other central districts to contest or what?
We are not afraid.
Okay.
Data center, that's why we are bringing out one of our finest. We are bringing out our finest. So Olorugun David Adewiye. We are not afraid.
We charge you for that because we've not asked.
Okay, yes. So you asked me a question.
But you brought two of them from his campaign.
So
you should have brought somebody from Bangladesh.
We are not scared. We are bringing out our finest. And we know that Detans knows what is good. So we are not scared at all. We are not scared of the Ijos. We are not scared of the Isokos. We are not scared. But it is not only Ijo people that should contest because the Ijos have
it's not their fault now. They are coming out.
If anybody is not coming out,
the Isokos to contest.
In fact, when you were contesting, the Ijos refused to contest.
All right, it's okay. Let's hear from.
In 2007, the Ijos did not contest.
My final statement on this is that government is coming back to Delta Central.
Okay.
And Roboman will emerge as the PDP candidate who will go henceforth to become the governor of the state.
Well, we allow the party delegates to decide that.
Of course.
Yes.
We allow that, but we just quickly have to round up the program. Maybe I will invite these people again some other time because there are a lot of questions here that I couldn't ask because we were just we spent better of the time also in argument. I have a lot of course that we couldn't pick because of that. All right. Special thanks to Enunuaye Ajekanwe, who is the acting secretary Okpe team for Edewe, also an orator. Thank you very much for your time. And also Chief Eseri Atumu, who will be a coordinator for Edewe. Thank you very much for your time. I hope Edewe will come on this program one of these days.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. You sure.
All right,
you're an articulate man.
All right, special thanks to Chief Larry Adanike, who I always know, you always say the way
I see it.
Yes. The way he sees it. He's a public affairs analyst and our community leader, Chief Larry Adanike.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your time.
One thing, sir.
I'll be from Ekpa, not even try. No, I'm not the cause area. Because from Ekpa, go talk to you.
All right, don't worry.
We are letting the best do the job.
All right, don't worry.
Don't campaign too much.
Special thanks.
No.
If they want to bring campaign, other candidates will
all right,
come.
okay, no time. Special thanks
so it will be campaign to campaign.
Johnson, Ablaseje, and
that is how we are interlinked.
My executive producer, Pastor Marco Muteri. Today is his birthday. Happy birthday to our general manager, who is the producer of the program, Pastor Marco. I remain John Glover. See you same time on Monday for another edition. It's goodbye from us.